Hi, I'm Christy from the Bedford Public Library, and I'm going to show you how to do some needle felting. I am not an expert by any means, so this will be your final product. It's a little owl. I tried to pick something easy for myself and for you guys to do. I'm going to show you what's in the kit when you receive it. Inside you'll have a baggie, and you will have a tiny, very tiny piece, probably can't even see it on the camera, of kind of a pink or an orange color. That's going to be for the beak. And then you have, of course, the white for the body. This will go on your finger so you won't poke yourself. This piece of yarn, I'll show you what to do with that later on, but you will need a little piece of yarn, the brown. And then in this cardboard is actually your needle felting needle. And I'm gonna leave it put together here, but when you pull it out, it's gonna have barbs on the end, kind of like how a bumblebee has stingers. So just be very careful with that. I'm gonna stick all these back in here because I got my own set of supplies. And I will do my best to show you what to do. But yeah, we're gonna make this little video. We are going to start with your body. So this is wool, and you just pull it apart. We're gonna need to make the head and the body. So I would do about 1/3 of it is the head and the rest is the body. And what you're gonna want to do first is kind of pull it. We're gonna do the head first. Kind of pull it a little bit. And then you want to roll it in between your hands so you can get kind of almost like a hot dog, I guess. And then you're going to start rolling. And you're gonna roll pretty tightly here. Okay. So now this is my end. So I'm gonna hold it tightly here. And you're gonna take your needle there. And before I forget, I'm gonna put on my little stopper here. And you can also do this with leather gloves if you're really afraid. But you just start stabbing the wool into the rest of the ball. And the more you stab the yarn or the wool in, it's going to hold it together. So as you can see, it's not falling apart. So this is going to look like a ball eventually. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep working kind of around, and I'm gonna get these in so they don't fall apart. And then as you can see, it doesn't look like a ball. So I'm going to push here and here with the needle. So that's going to kind of help make it into a ball. So you just continue to stab, and this is a long process, so you might want to make sure you have some time to do this craft. You can always set it down and do it later, but it does take a little time, some patience, to get it to look the way you want it to look. But basically you're molding the wool with this barbed needle. So I am going to continue to push this wool together so it forms a ball shape, and I'll meet you back later. You can pause it and work your wool into a ball, and I'll see you back and about halfway through. So I've now got the head. So I think this is as good as I want. Of course, if you want it tighter, or this is kind of squishy, the more you work it, the tighter the ball is going to be. But I think I like it this way. It looks like a pretty good ball. So now we're gonna work on the body. So we're gonna do the body just the same as we did the head. This is what you want it to look like. I'm just gonna continue to create more of an oval shape. This will not look like a circle. This will be more like a flat or a very short cylinder, because then we're gonna stick the head on top. Now that I've got the body in a cylinder, I'm now going to attach the head onto the body. So this sits pretty good. It's not gonna roll around. So I think I'm gonna stick it on this end. So I'm going to take it, turn it over, and to get it to connect, you're just gonna kind of squeeze them together, and I sit there and kind of go at it a little bit up from the body into the head there, and start just poking into that space right around here. And you can also go from the head down into the body. And just go all the way around, making sure that the head does get attached to the body. And this could take some time. And also, when you're done looking at it, when you've completely connected the head and the body, if you don't like the way this sticks out, you can go back through and help mold that back in. So push that back in. If you want the neck to be more of a separation between the head and the body, you can continue to poke in the middle there, and it will make more of a definition. I'll kind of show you what I did on this end. So there's not much of a difference between the head and not much of a neck in the body. So you guys do whatever you think looks good. And I think I may even kind of try to make my head even smaller. And you can do that by poking more into the head. So I am going to just continue to attach the head to the body, and then I'll meet you back when I have done that, and then we will then get started on the face. So I'll meet you back in just a moment. Okay, now I have attached the head to the body, and I'm gonna kind of turn it. As you can see, I'm not the best at this, but I'm gonna find maybe the side that I like the best to put his face. I'm gonna put his face right here, and this is where you are going to use your string. So you're actually going to make a heart, but you're going to do one side first, and then you're gonna go and do the other side. So I'm just going to guess kind of where I need it, and I'm actually gonna cut this, and then I want to roll it a little bit so it's a little bit thinner. And if this is really loose, when you are putting this into the face, you may lose some of it, and that's okay. You can, of course, add more, or go back, take it off, and make this a little bit more harder, I guess you would say. The more you do this, the more dense it becomes. If this frays, it's fine too. You can just, I'm gonna start right here, and I'm going to do that tiny bit, and then I'm gonna curl it around to make a half of a heart. So here's that, and I'm gonna take my needle, kind of push that brown fabric in to create that shape. And like I said, if you end up pushing your thread in and you lose it, it's okay. You can either pull it back out or you can get more thread. And I'm going to try to make this a little bit wider because we'll need to get 2 eyeballs and the little nose in too. So I'm going to continue to work on this part. Then I'll meet you back here in just a little bit when we're done making a heart with our brown thread. Okay, now I created the heart with the brown thread that I had. You also need it for the eyeballs. Now, we're gonna be doing the eyes, so you can just take a little bit of the leftover thread and get them about the same size. And all you're going to do is just roll them into a ball. And then you're gonna take it and I think put it right there. And I'm gonna take the needle and just jab it in there. You may have to hold on to it just a tiny bit to get it to stick in there. And so we're gonna do the same thing with the other eyeball. Make it a little bit smaller. A little bit off of it. Roll it between my fingers. Kind of push it in. I kind of push it in, twist it a little bit. Okay. And then just start poking. Okay, and then we are ready for the nose. So it's that tiny piece of yarn, or wool, sorry. Tiny piece of wool, just need a tiny bit. You could have like an orange or a pink or a peach come in your kit. But all you do is you again roll it between your hands real good until you have this. I think I'm gonna fold it again and roll between my fingers. And I'm gonna keep folding it in half until I like the size that I want for my nose, or the beak. And I'm gonna stick it right in the center there. And you're going to take your needle and just start poking it in. I kind of start at the top there. So I'm just gonna go around and kind of tidy it up a little bit. And then I'll see you back in just a little bit for my final project. Okay, so I finished my owl, and start to finish this took me about 40 minutes, so it does take a while to complete, like I said. And if there's something you don't like, I don't know, I think I may go in there and push more in there so it makes it a little bit more symmetric on the side. But have fun with it. If you don't like it, these are easy to pull apart and start again. You can also, if you have any extra, you can add things like some wings off to the side if you want to do that, or you can even add stripes. Hope you like it. Have fun.